People lie with their mouths, but they tell the truth with their reactions. Every handshake, every compliment, every favor, every apology, it's all a move, and most people never see it. They think honesty lives in words, but Machiavelli knew better. He understood that people reveal their true intent not when they're speaking freely, but when they're being watched without knowing it. Because no matter how careful they are, no matter how polished their image is, they can't fake instinct. Instinct slips out in silence, intention in how they handle advantage, in how they respond to your power. That's what this is about. Machiavelli didn't just observe people, he tested them. He created pressure points that revealed hidden motives, secret envy, buried resentment, or fake loyalty. And you can do the same, quietly, surgically. All you need is the right setup and the discipline to watch without interference. Let's begin. Test number 1, the celebration test. You share good news. You've succeeded. Something big happened. Promotion, praise, a new opportunity. And so, naturally, you tell the people closest to you. They smile, they nod, they say all the right words, but what you're looking for is in their eyes. The Machiavellian knows when someone hears of your success. Their first unfiltered emotion is truth. Is it joy? Is it indifference? Is it discomfort? Watch their delay. Do they celebrate quickly, or does their voice follow their smile, like their mind is catching up to their mask? Real friends light up fast. Fake allies download their reaction from memory. One smiles from instinct. The other checks the room first. Don't confront them. Don't explain the test. Just mark it. Because that delay tells you everything you need to know. They're not afraid of your failure. They're afraid of your rise. Test number 2, the denied favor test. This is one of Machiavelli's oldest. Simple, subtle, devastating. You ask for something, small, time, a ride, feedback, a loan, a connection, something you know they can give easily, and then you retract it. You say, actually, don't worry about it, or I figured it out, or forget I asked. Then you watch closely, because if their smile relaxes, if their tone lifts slightly, if they say, oh, okay, cool, a bit too fast, that's not relief, that's revelation. They never intended to help. They were going to dodge, delay, or make an excuse. But now that they're off the hook, their mask slips, wort, their comfort exposes their calculation. And once you see that shift, there's no going back. That person, they were never a safety net. They were a weight dressed in politeness. Test number 3, the wearer credit split test. This one's for collaborators, teammates, partners, anyone who's tied to your success. Here's how it works. You give them a chance to take credit. You leave the door open for them to emphasize their contribution. You even compliment them first, and then you watch what they say next. The good ones say, yeah, we both crushed it, or wouldn't have been possible without you, or honestly, I followed your lead. But the Machiavellian watches for the parasite, the one who accepts your praise and then tries to redirect it. They might smile and say, yeah, I really pushed hard to get it over the line, or it was tough, but I pulled a few strings. Or worse, they say nothing at all and just soak it in. That silence, that self-centered add-on, that's them telling you they're already rewriting the story in their head. And in that version, you're a footnote. Be careful. People who can't share credit can't handle your rise. They see teamwork as a ladder and you as the rung below them. Test number 4, the small disagreement test. You casually disagree. It's not confrontational. It's not personal. Just a difference in opinion. I actually see it this way, or I don't really agree with that, but interesting point. Now you watch, because this is the test of ego containment. Do they ask why? Do they explore your point? Or do they immediately try to overpower it? Do they get louder? Do they subtly mock your view? Do they go quiet and withdraw energy from you? Do they smile but tighten their jaw? The Machiavellian soul understands people who can't tolerate small resistance are dangerous around. Real power, because they don't want equals. They want mirrors. They want submission dressed as support. This one seems small, but it's deadly. If someone punishes you for disagreeing, even gently, they're not a friend. They are a future opponent. These first 4 tests expose more than just reactions. They expose world views. How someone handles your rise, a small favor, shared praise, mild resistance, tells you what they'll do when real stakes appear. Machiavelli didn't wait for betrayal. He built the conditions to bring it forward early. He knew the human heart was a layered thing, but under the right stress, it always revealed itself. The trick is never to force the truth, only to create the space where truth can't hide. And we're not done yet. There are 3 more Machiavellian tests, and the next one, it, doesn't just expose the person in front of you. It shows you how to reverse the power dynamic before they even realize they're being watched. The genius of Machiavelli was not in detecting lies. It was in revealing truths before they were ready to be shown. He knew you don't wait for betrayal to hit you in the chest. You create small earthquakes early to see who runs and who pretends. Nothing happened. These aren't mind games. They're stress tests, and the more calmly you run them, the more violently false people expose themselves. Let's continue. Test number 5, the delayed response test. You send them a message, something important, something timely, and then you wait. Not anxiously, not out of insecurity, but to observe. How long do they take to respond? Do they prioritize you or push you down the list? And more importantly, what changes when they need something from you? Because here's the truth. The way someone responds when you need them versus the way they respond when they need you is often the cleanest measure of their loyalty. If they delay when you reach out but are lightning fast when it's their agenda, you're not a connection. You're a tool. Machiavelli would mark this as a quiet warning. He'd say slowness to respond is not always disrespect, but consistency in slowness only when it serves you is disrespect refined. It doesn't mean you call them out. It means you adjust your calculations. Don't give them urgency if they don't give you priority. Don't offer clarity when they trade only in silence. Don't stay accessible when they stay strategic. People who make you wait will never help you win. They want you slightly needy so they can stay slightly superior. Test number 6, the public praise test. Machiavelli understood people behave differently in front of an audience. So if you really want to know someone's true intent, praise them publicly. Say something kind about them in front of others. Lift them up, acknowledge their strength, and then observe. Do they reciprocate? Do they redirect praise back to you? Or do they soak it in and pretend you were never part of the equation? More importantly, do they use that moment to shift attention away from you? This test is gold because it introduces social leverage. It reveals how someone handles credit and influence when there's a crowd watching. If they act like the praise is theirs alone, if they grow louder, more dominant, more dismissive of your presence, then you've just uncovered something critical. They see themselves above you, not beside you, not with you, but above. And the worst part, they won't say it out loud. They'll show it with absence of gratitude, with ownership of moments. They didn't create alone. These people are not team players. They are image builders, and your spotlight is only useful to them as long as it casts them in a heroic light. Machiavelli would step back instantly. He'd feed them no more attention, because someone who can't share stage presence will eventually try to push you off it altogether. Test number 7, the controlled disadvantage test. This is the most powerful test of all. You give someone a small upper hand deliberately. You let them win an argument. You agree to their terms in a deal. You let them feel like they've got one over on you. Then you wait, not because you've lost, but because now they reveal themselves. People with good intentions use that moment to reassure you, to protect the relationship. They feel grateful for the grace. But people with bad intentions, they lean in, they take more, they get a taste of dominance, and they escalate. Instead of protecting the bridge, they light it up, because to them, kindness is weakness, and weakness is a signal. Bunny, take more. This is the test Machiavelli used most often in court. He would pretend to lose just to see who transformed into a tyrant the moment he looked away. Because true power is not how someone behaves when they're losing. It's how they behave when you let them win. These 7 tests don't require force. They require calm observation. You don't argue. You don't explain. You don't accuse. You let the room breathe. And in that breath, truth leaks out of every corner. That's the Machiavellian way to expose intentions before intentions become weapons, not through confrontation, but through precision. These aren't games, they're tools. Because once you understand how people behave when the mask slips, you'll never be fooled by flattery, fake loyalty, or sudden affection again. Now, let's take this deeper, because once you see the truth, the next step is knowing exactly what to do with it. By now, you know the truth. People reveal themselves in moments they think you're not watching, and when you apply pressure, just a touch, what they hide with words comes pouring out in behavior. Machiavelli didn't need confession. He needed patterns. And when you run these 7 psychological tests, you don't just uncover intent, you uncover strategy. But the question now is this: what do you do once you know? Once someone fails, the tests, once they show envy, entitlement, subtle sabotage, what's next? You don't rage. You don't call them out. You don't announce you've seen to some through them. You move like a strategist. You shift posture. You adjust your availability. You recalibrate power, because now you have the advantage. Let's break it down. Step for day 1. Change nothing immediately. The deceives to do is first instinct when someone fails a Machiavellian test is to confront, to cut them off, to warn others, to react. But that's emotion, not power. The moment you show them that you saw through their mask, you give them a new mask to craft. You alert them. You trigger their defenses. So the first rule is simple. Change nothing externally, not at first. Internally, you've categorized them, marked them, moved them from ally to risk. But outwardly, you remain composed, kind even, because nothing disarms a manipulator like your continued calm after you've quietly removed them from your strategy. You don't pull the rug. You cut the strings while they're still dancing on it. Step 2. Shift from investment to extraction. Now that you've identified the false player, your entire strategy changes. Before, you may have been investing time, trust, resources, energy, information. Now you move into extraction mode. Ask yourself, what can I still gain from them without cost? What do they know that I need? What influence do they hold that I can study? How will they react to being slowly deprioritized? This is not cruelty. This is preservation. You don't have to humiliate them. You simply ensure that the remainder of the relationship serves your agenda, not theirs. Because here's the brutal truth. Machiavelli understood. If someone was willing to manipulate you once, they will do it again. The only question is whether they get another chance or become a case study in your psychological arsenal. Step 3. Redesign their role in your power structure. Not everyone who fails a test needs to be removed entirely. Some are still useful, but now you place them differently. Think like a tactician. Do you keep them close to feed misinformation? Do you isolate their influence while maintaining civility? Do you pair them with someone more loyal to dilute their power? Machiavelli rarely burned bridges without benefit. He understood that positioning is often more powerful than punishment. A backstabber who thinks they're still in your circle is easier to control than one you've openly cut off. Because the unaware enemy talks freely. They leak their motives by assuming your blindness. This is the art of using your enemy without ever calling them one. You downgrade their rank not with words, but with absence of trust, silence of disclosure, and limitation of access. Let them wonder why the energy feels different. Let them speculate why. They're no longer in the loop. Let their own paranoia eat them alive. Step 4. Use the information to reinforce your frame. Every failed test gives you ammunition, not for revenge, but for frame solidification. You now know who needs distance, who needs boundaries, who needs to be owned, watched, who never needs to be helped. Again, this knowledge turns your world view from reactive to bulletproof. No more giving the benefit of the doubt. No more, maybe they didn't mean it. No, more hoping behavior will change because the Machiavellian doesn't hope. He observes, confirms, and calibrates. You don't tell people what you saw. You simply behave as someone who's seen too much to play dumb anymore. And that energy, it changes everything. Step 20. But 5. Begin future interactions with subtle power markers. Now that you've adjusted the map, it's time to walk with presence. Machiavelli would never confront a failed ally unless necessary. He would simply stop signaling submission, and your behavior must now reflect that shift. No excessive validation, no over-explaining, no emotional padding, no indulging their bait for ego strokes. You speak less, smile less, ask fewer questions, respond with calm neutrality. You become harder to read, harder to move, harder to use. This confuses the manipulator. It makes them nervous because they can't figure out if they're being punished or if you've become something they no longer understand. And that is power. Let's make something clear. These 7 tests aren't for the insecure. They're not for people chasing drama. They're for the builder, the one constructing a life that can't be infiltrated by soft enemies and fake friends. Every person you allow near, your mind, your time, your work has the power to shift your direction. And if you don't test their intentions, their instincts will become your burden. But when you do test them, when you calmly, quietly reveal their true face without ever asking them to show it, you gain something rare. Clarity, not based on hopes, but on evidence. And the world gets quieter, cleaner, sharper. Let's close this the only way Machiavelli would. Approve with final rules that turn exposure into permanent advantage. Once you've seen someone clearly, you can never unsee them. You may pretend for the sake of peace. You may smile for the sake of strategy. But something inside you has shifted. And that shift is irreversible because now the mask is off, sucker. And the power dynamic has turned, where once you reacted to their words, now you respond to their patterns. Where once you gave freely, now you observe before offering anything. And where once they held space in your life by default, now they must earn every inch of access. This is how Machiavelli operated in courts, full of liars, sycophants, opportunists. He didn't run from them. He didn't argue with them. He used them until they had nothing left to give. Then he vanished, not with a bang, but with precision. Now it's your turn. Let's lay out the final rules. The Machiavellian doctrine of exposure, so the clarity you gain never becomes a liability. Rule 1, never reveal that you were testing them. This is the most critical rule. People hate being exposed, but they fear being outmaneuvered. And when someone realizes you ran a psychological test on them and they failed, they will do one of two things: beg for re-entry through emotional manipulation or retaliate to reassert dominance. So don't give them that script. Let them live in the illusion that you didn't notice. Let them feel they got away with it, because in that illusion they remain predictable, and predictability is leverage. Machiavelli's principal power is not in the reaction. It's in the ability to move without warning. Rule 2, close the leaks. When someone's true intentions are revealed, the next step is containment. You don't want passive enemies orbiting your plans. So you ask yourself, what do they know about you? What secrets, routines, weaknesses, or ambitions have they seen? What can they talk about behind your back that still has power? Then you act. You change your rhythm. You change your disclosures. You change your dependencies. You stop telling them about your next moves. You stop inviting them to your planning table. You stop giving them emotional access. You don't ghost them. You neutralize them. This isn't revenge. It's risk management. Rule 3, freeze their influence without breaking the wooden frame. There's a way to disconnect without drama, and it's this: non-reciprocity. When they reach out, you respond late. When they joke, you smile briefly. When they try to pull you back into emotional rapport, you give them polite distance. You're not rude, you're not cold, but you're no longer familiar. They'll feel it, they'll sense it, but they'll never be able to name it. That's the goal, because if they can name it, they'll try to undo it. But if they can't, they'll second guesses themselves and eventually withdraw on their own. This is how you let a threat evaporate instead of explode. Rule 4, use what you've learned to filter everyone. Going forward, every person you tested and exposed has given you more than their truth. They've given you a pattern to detect in others. Was it envy when you succeeded? Was it subtle sabotage when you asked for help? Was it hunger for praise in public? Was it power hunger when you lowered your guard? Good. Now, you know exactly what to look for from the beginning. Next time you meet someone new, you don't wait months to find out who they are. You introduce a calibrated trigger early. Then you watch. If they pass, you open the door slightly more. If they fail, the door never moves again. This is how Machiavellians scale their power, not by trusting more people, but by trusting fewer, faster. Rule 5, reserve your full self for the rare few who pass. This is where most people fail. They assume no one is real. They get addicted to testing, exposing, isolating until they're alone in a castle of suspicion. But that's not Machiavellianism. That's paranoia. Machiavelli still had allies, still had partners, still had inner circles, but only after the fires of testing burned through the false ones. When someone passes your tests consistently over time, honor it. Not show with naive trust, but with measured openness. Because power is not about isolation. It's about precision access. And when the right people enter your circle, they multiply your strength. You just have to make damn sure they're the right ones. And now you can. Final truth. Exposure is a gift. What you do with it is power. You are surrounded by motives. Some clean, some dangerous, some invisible until tested. Most people walk through life blind to this. But you've seen how quickly the mask slips. You've watched hands reach out to help that were really there to take. You've heard words that seemed warm but echoed hollow when pressure came. Now, you don't have to guess anymore. You know how to build the pressure. You know how to watch for the signal. You know how to catalog the results quietly, without flinching. And once you do, you gain what few ever find. A network that doesn't weaken you, a circle that doesn't bleed you, and a mind that no longer gives its loyalty to people who only offer performance. This is how you rise quietly, how you protect yourself surgically, how you become untouchable, not because you have no enemies, but because you never let them get close enough to strike. Expose, observe, adjust, repeat. That's the Machiavellian.